So
We're
today,
doing it.
we're doing it. Hello,
Hello.
welcome back.
Welcome. I'm
I'm
Amy.
Olivia. Oh,
I
oh.
knew. I did it on purpose.
You're a monster. I'll wait for you to do your drink. And this is Girls
Girls
Gone
gone
Spooky.
spooky.
You know what? For the season finale, little three-parter, we had to do something weird with the intro.
Yes.
We've been
It's only
smooth
right.
for way too long.
I know.
We gotta just spice
It's
things
true.
up for y'all. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, well, before we get into our theme for our three-part season wrap up,
Yes.
two things. Actually, three things.
Okay.
One, my dad sent me something cool for those of you who are into ChatGPT. It has a dream interpreter. Have we talked about this? I feel like we talked about like that would be cool on like
Yes.
way, way, way long ago. But yeah,
Yes.
Dream Interpreter 2.0.
Wow.
Isn't that cool?
That is
So
cool.
I'm gonna get the app and I'm gonna give her a go.
Okay. I love
A dream interpretation assistant blending psychology and symbolism with additional dream visualization capabilities.
Wow. Amazing.
Cool. I'll test it
That
out and
sounds
report
really
back.
cool. Okay.
Yeah, it
Yes,
sounds very
please.
cool. Two.
Mhm.
What in the fucking Jurassic Park are they doing with these dire wolves? Have you seen this?
No. I
Okay,
haven't.
so dire wolves are not made up in the Game of Thrones series, apparently. That was news to me. They
Yeah,
were
same.
real.
Okay.
10,000 years ago, they were real. They took genetics from, I guess, fossils or some preserved direwolf carcasses from 10,000 years ago, and the first direwolf in 10,000 years was born. So they literally brought them
Wow.
back from extinction. Which, like, okay, on one hand, cool. On the
Uh-huh.
other hand, what could possibly go wrong?
Potentially a lot of things.
I mean, they're
Yeah,
not putting them
wow.
in, like, a theme park, obviously, which would be very Jurassic Park, but it's just, I don't know, like, I guess it's great because, like, we've destroyed so many species as humans, so if we can do this with them, we could do it with other animals too, but it's like,
That's true.
or we don't push them to extinction in the first place, perhaps.
That would be better. For
Yeah,
sure.
I don't
Wow.
know. It just seems wild to me.
Yeah, this says our team took DNA from a 13,000-year-old tooth and a 72,000-year-old skull and made healthy
That's
dire wolf puppies.
crazy. And they're cute,
Yeah, they are.
dude.
I'm looking at them.
They're
Romulus
like
and Remus.
the all white ones. They're so
Yeah.
cute. I want one.
Wow.
Just kidding.
I mean, maybe.
I mean, exotic pets, anyone? No, but they apparently bred them in like an undisclosed location. And I was like, that's actually very smart because
Yeah.
people are
Well,
crazy.
yes. Yes. People
People are
would
crazy.
take that. That's so interesting.
100%.
But
Yeah,
why?
I know.
That's.
Of all the species to bring back, too.
Mhm. Yeah.
I was reading about maybe like dodo birds or something. I was reading they were talking about bringing back some other, like, I think some sort of like Galapagos, extinct animal.
This
I can't remember what it was, but
this other article linked here says there's a plan to bring back the Tasmanian tiger. So, was that it?
what's with all the predators, though? Like, can we bring back, like, I don't know,
A
some sort
woolly
of like
mammoth?
platypus looking thing? Yeah,
Yeah.
woolly mammoth. That would be cool.
Yes.
They're like, now we're gonna bring it back a Siberian tiger. You're like, okay, great.
Smart. Very
Mm-hmm.
smart.
Are those
That's
extinct? Siberian
uh
tigers? The one from
no.
Ice
Or
Age?
are you thinking saber-tooth tiger?
Saber tooth. I was like,
Siberian?
Siberian? I feel like that exists.
Yes, I think so.
Saber tooth.
Yes. Wow,
The
that's
last
interesting.
dandelion of the season.
uh, I
Sid.
love that movie.
It's so
Sometimes I
good.
feel like in pictures I look like him. Have you ever had like a really bad photo of yourself? And I feel like my eyes just kind of look like they're
Really
going
far
two opposite
apart. They're
directions.
not.
Yeah.
And that's on body dysmorphia, y'all.
Yeah, true.
Um, I think
Jabba
that
the
I
Hutt.
look like the witch from Snow White. Remember when we put that side by
Yes.
side?
Yes. But it's only when you make that face.
Yeah. Well, sometimes I can
Otherwise,
see it other times as well. It's fine. It's fine. Okay, the third thing, and actually I just thought of a fourth thing, so we're just gonna
okay.
keep going. The
Yeah.
third thing is I'm reading the Hunger Games prequel, the first one.
Yeah.
The snakes and
Songbirds.
yes, songbirds
Hmm.
and snakes. And I like it, but it's kind of hard to get through.
Yeah. How far in are you?
Maybe 40%.
Okay. Yeah.
Like they're in the arena and he just had to go in.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, sorry, spoiler.
I mean, there's
That
already
book's
been a
kind of old
movie.
though. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I don't feel that bad.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, it's just like, and also because you know who he is and who he
Right.
becomes. So you're like, having a hard time empathizing. You're kind of a
Yes.
psycho. Um,
Yeah.
and obviously
Yeah.
villains aren't that like one dimensional, but I don't
Mhm.
know. I'm like, I'm not sure that I love it. I mean, I guess I inhaled the Hunger Games books.
Mhm.
Like I was
Mhm.
just like,
Yeah.
more. This
Uh-huh.
is not like that. So I don't know.
Yes.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. It was a slower going book, and
Hmm.
it's never fun, or maybe that's the wrong word, but when you're like, oh my God, just wait till the end, and you're like, I read
Yeah.
300 pages before this
Right.
got good. But it's still worth it, in my opinion.
Okay. So the ending is good though.
Yes, like
Okay.
the last quarter,
Quarter.
at
Okay.
least.
Okay, but
But
that's fine because I'm already like more than halfway to that point. So I can
yes,
handle that. I can handle that.
yeah. I think
That's
also
funny.
the arena in this book in particular seemed very stressful to me. Like that
Yeah.
whole section of the book was like, I was just wired reading it.
Yeah. I mean,
So,
it also seems so because I mean in the Hunger Games, the arenas are like incredible. Like they're so
yes.
like yeah, like the technology that goes into it. I mean, it's like so
Mhm.
futuristic, whereas this just feels like an abandoned baseball stadium kind
Yes.
of.
Yes. Which is
Um,
exactly what it is.
yeah,
And
and I haven't seen the movie yet, so I have no like all the visuals I have of it are in my mind. So I'm like, okay.
yeah. Yep.
Um, okay, did you
Yeah,
finish
it's
White Lotus?
yes, we did. I was like, anyone
Devastated.
but her.
I know.
Yeah.
Devastated.
But
Absolutely devastated.
yep.
We won't talk too much about it so we don't spoil it for
No.
everyone. Um I as I'm saying these, I'm like I'm thinking up more topics. I finally watched Mickey 17. Didn't you say you watched that
Oh
in
yeah.
theaters?
Yeah, we went to see it.
So
I
weird.
yeah.
I
Didn't
said
love
to
it.
Noah, I was like, it's really good and I don't like it. He
Yes.
was like, actually, me too. Like, Robert
Yep.
Pattinson is awesome, so good in it.
Yeah.
Really good movie, really cool
Mhm.
concept, really well executed. Didn't like it.
Yes.
Made me really
Yeah.
uncomfortable. I felt really uncomfortable the
Mhm.
whole time.
Yes. Yeah, that's a really good way of putting it. Because his acting was great, but it was him that made it feel weird, also.
Yeah,
Like the
I
way he was
agree.
portraying it. It
Yeah,
was,
and his voice and
yeah,
yeah, I
yes.
know. And it's like you
Mhm.
wanted to like shake him the whole time, which I think
Uh-huh.
is kind of the point.
Yeah. Hmm.
But yeah, really interesting. Okay, and then I think the last
Yeah.
thing, although I may
Okay.
renege on that. How are you
Uh-huh.
feeling about
Excuse me.
so far the Harry Potter casting? the new one?
Um, I've only
Have you read much about
seen,
it?
is it John Lithgow? I don't know how
Mm,
to say that. He's Dumbledore, right?
mm-hmm. I think so.
And then I
And
don't know his
then,
name, but Snape I saw was like a
and he's a
younger.
black guy. Yeah.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
love that. I love that because, I mean, for a
Yeah.
lot of reasons, like diversity for sure. And
Yes.
my brother was like, I don't know, like there are so many like people who are similar actors to Alan Rickman who could have played the role.
Hmm.
And my feeling was like that I would have been angry. Like if they had cast anyone that even remotely looked like Alan Rickman, I would have
Hmm.
been like, don't you dare speak his name. I just I
Yeah.
need it to be so different. I need it to be so different. Like I
Yeah.
can't visually be wishing it was Alan Rickman the whole time, and this is
Yeah.
really gonna help with that, I think.
Yes.
Um and also who cares? Like
Yeah.
I guess he's described in the book. Well, does she really
Yeah.
describe race in the book?
Well, I think for Snape, she describes him as being like
Mm,
sallow
pale.
and pale, and
Mm-hmm.
also with like long, greasy hair, which
Mm-hmm.
with black hair, you
It's gonna
typically
be
don't
difficult to do that.
get that.
Yeah. I
But
hope
who
they don't try
cares?
and do that. I
I
really
know,
hope they
no.
don't try and do
Like
that. Put him in a
relaxed
gnarly
hair
wig.
with, yeah, no. Hopefully not. But
Give him a
who cares?
forced
Like you
silk
said.
press. Like, no. No,
Yes,
no, no,
no.
no.
No, you
um,
can still look, they can do other things to make him look like how she describes
Creepy and
Snape.
gaunt. I mean, because that's really
Yes.
the energy of it.
Yeah, and
Um,
greasy and
yeah.
lonely.
Yeah, very
So mean.
lonely.
But
So
it's
mean.
true.
She's like, he's just really the shell of a man. And we're
Yeah.
like, we love you, Alan Rickman.
We do. We do. And I love
Oh,
Snape, actually.
I
I
know.
mean,
Well,
what
he's
a
like
great
has one of the
character.
best character arcs of all fiction. I don't know. I mean,
Yes. Yeah.
really though.
Yep.
Um and then they cast
Agreed.
someone as Hagrid who looks like
Oh,
perfect.
yeah. That's right. I want to look it up
I
real
don't know
quick.
why I don't feel similarly about that though. Like I feel like Hagrid has to kind of look like Robbie, what's his name? Cuz he's gone too, isn't he?
Coltrane. Yes, he is. Uh,
But I'm like, nah, Hagrid's got to look like that. He's got to be
yes.
jolly. He's got to have like the kind of chubby cheeks and I mean, obviously they'll
Yeah.
use like CGI to make him huge, but
Right.
yeah, I felt
I'm
like
having trouble
really
finding that.
satisfied. Let me see. I think I just searched like Harry Potter cast.
Potter TV, because it's a TV show, isn't it?
Yeah, casting.
Uh,
Nick Frost.
okay, let me look it up. Nick.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay, I've seen him in some stuff.
Yeah, he's recognizable. I just um
I
yeah,
think
Robbie
that'll be
Coltrane passed
good.
in 2022. I think so too. Yeah, so John
He's
Lithgow's Dumbledore, Papa Esidu as Snape. I'm probably butchering that name, so I'm so sorry. Um, Other question. This is interesting. Like the way this is how Forbes describes it. This is easily the most controversial casting pick of them all, though it's not finalized. Some have focused on the changed race of the character, albeit there's nothing in the book that revolves around him being white. Rather, the question is that he's just a very traditionally handsome actor, when that's really not how Snape is supposed to look, which is key to the story. Because
mhm.
that's true, actually, because he's supposed to be
Yeah.
kind of exiled by the other
Hmm.
students as a kid because he's like an
That's true.
uggo. And
Yep.
Lily doesn't want him. She wants
Right.
James.
Yes. That's true.
Hmm. And then
It's a good
Janet
point.
McTeer as McGonagall. I don't know. I just felt really like fucking yeah when I saw him. I was like, yeah, that I like it. But I don't
Wait,
know. He is
Janet.
very handsome though, so you'll recognize her. I think she was in Ozark. Wasn't she the
Oh
lawyer?
yeah. Yes. I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think she'll be good.
She's
She's got that energy. She's got more like bitch energy, I feel, in the roles that she's played, but I think
hmm
she could have like a warm energy to her too.
Yeah, which McGonagall has both actually.
Yeah, she
So
does. Yeah, she
that'll be
totally
good.
does. I've
Hmm.
always wanted to do that spell.
Oh man, it is
R.I.P.
gonna be
R.I.P.
hard to, even if it's a brand new series,
Mm-hmm.
obviously, it's still gonna be hard because those are the characters we grew up with.
I know.
Like, it's, yeah, it'll be
I actually
interesting.
wonder, like, I wonder if, I don't know, because, like, we both read the books before the movies came out.
Right.
So, I can't remember though. Did they start releasing the movies before the last book was out? I think they did.
I think so. Yeah,
They must
I'm
have.
pretty
But
sure.
we started them before any of the movies came
Yes.
out.
Yep.
So I do, I mean, I guess it is so like Daniel Radcliffe is Harry in my mind now,
hmm
but there was like there were years where like in my mind I had an image of him in my mind that was like totally made up.
Yes.
So I feel
Yep.
like it's also difficult for like younger generations too, where like they haven't even read the books. So it's like
Right.
a very different
Yeah.
experience of the story, I feel.
Right. Yeah.
I don't
It's
know.
also interesting working with child actors because,
Mm-hmm.
like, Ron is supposed to be so lanky and tall,
Mm-hmm.
and Rupert Grint just was
Mm-mm.
not. But how
No.
would you know
They
that
didn't
from when
know.
he was
Yeah.
10?
No,
So
it's so true. Well, and
interesting.
they're gonna have to
Yeah.
cast like young kids.
hmm
And
Yeah.
it's, they got lucky. Like they got lucky that the three primary kids, none of them quit acting or
Yes.
got
hmm
sick or got in an accident. Like they're
hmm
lucky that they had that
Yes.
consistency over so many years of filming. Whereas a new show, like they run the risk of having to swap someone out.
Yeah. And that just never goes well,
No, the
unfortunately.
continuity. I mean, oh well,
Mhm.
I mean they did swap Dumbledore, but that was so early on.
Yes. And they were both
I don't
such
know.
good actors
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
had similar look to
Uh-huh.
them, especially
Styles.
because
Yeah.
half the face is a
Is
beard.
covered. Yeah.
So, yeah.
Literally so much beard with the little
Yeah.
chain on it. It's so
Yeah.
good. God.
I love Harry Potter.
I
Oh, we could
know. I
talk
want to
about it
rewatch
forever.
it. No, it's so good. Okay,
Yeah.
but we're here for scarier things than Harry Potter.
Yes, we
Take it
are.
away, Amy.
um, so we are talking about the San Pedro poltergeist today.
Ugh, it's so scary.
It, yes, this was very scary. And it was made scarier because there are a lot of videos of things
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of interviews with people who were present. And I found that like more informative during the research than just
Mm-hmm.
reading about it. So
Yeah.
I watched a lot of footage and it was like
Mm-hmm.
giving me an
Bone
ill
chilling.
feeling.
Yeah.
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 So,
Oh
yeah,
my God. I
but
love it.
it's a good story. So,
Yeah.
this will, I think, likely be 2 episodes,
Mm-hmm.
maybe three, but more likely two. So,
Mm-hmm.
the theme is poltergeists, though.
Yes.
So, yes, I will begin with
I love it.
our San Pedro poltergeist.
Ugh. Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, so this is the name that was given to the haunting of Jackie Hernandez. In the late 80s and early 90s, it happened in San Pedro, California. So everything began in 1988 when Jackie, who was pregnant with their second child, left her husband after a pretty rocky marriage for a few years. She found a bungalow in San Pedro and settled in with her son and eventually her daughter, who was born not long after moving into the house. So, unlike some other cases like Amityville Horror or other things, things did not get off to a slow start at all. um, in some interview footage that I watched, Jackie shared that when she first moved in, she would wake up at least once a night to use the bathroom. And at first, she attributed this to being pregnant. But the thing she found really odd was that no matter what time she went to bed, she would wake up on the dot at midnight every night. So even if she went to bed at 11:30, she'd still wake
Yeah.
up at midnight.
That's weird.
And very weird. And this time of night was just fraught with paranormal activity, ranging from watching her cat chase shadows around the house. Once she saw all of the blinds and curtains open simultaneously. And even there were two instances when she came back from the bathroom and saw an apparition sitting on her son's bunk bed.
Dude,
Yeah,
move
and
out.
just sitting there is so scary.
Yeah.
And she described this apparition as very angry looking with sallow, graying skin like a corpse.
Kind of like
So
Snape.
I was just gonna say that. It's just Snape sitting on her bed.
Snape,
Poor
I
guy.
wish. Alan Rickman, haunt me.
Mm-hmm.
You're the
I
best.
know. Yeah, I know. Um, so Jackie described all of these things that were happening to her ex-husband, Al. And he recommended to Jackie that she should try to communicate with whatever this was. But rather than saying, like, hey, maybe you should leave, or like, please go away, he just asked the spirit to prove that it was there.
Dude.
Yeah, which was unnecessary because it was
Trying an
pretty clear.
intimidation tactic. Like,
Right.
Jesus.
Yeah,
Idiot.
it's. I mean, maybe like when he was there, not as much was happening because it really was centered around Jackie
Mm-hmm.
until later. So maybe like while he was staying with them, nothing happened. So he
Mm-hmm.
was like, "Prove to me that you're here." So,
Yeah.
but who knows? Um,
He's like, why is he only showing himself to Jackie? I'm here too. Haunt
I
me.
want to be included.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to be included
No,
at all.
no. Don't
No.
exclude me.
Yes. In fact,
Ostracize me,
just yes,
please.
exactly.
I
Yeah.
don't exist to you. I'm dead to
No.
you.
Yes, exactly. I do not exist. But so yeah, Al asked for proof. They waited for something to happen, but nothing ever did. So Al left the house after having stayed with Jackie for about a week. But after he left, Jackie was putting something away in a closet that they didn't use that often, and she saw that inside the closet, the name Al had been written all over the walls in crayon. So this was clearly a
Hmm.
response to him
Yeah.
because wrote his name all over the walls. Um, and yeah, like I said, this proof wasn't even really needed because I think we
No.
already knew that something was there. But in another early experience, Jackie was in the laundry room of the house, which was right below the attic. And for some reason that day, she felt compelled to look into the attic, so she climbed up onto the washing machine, pushed open the panel that covered the entrance of the attic, and she looked around. So it was empty and dark up there, but she felt the strongest sense that there was something or someone up there with her. So she was
Yeah.
whirling all around, and that was when she saw a face. And she barely had time to register what she was seeing before it came rushing toward her from this far side of the attic. And it was at this point just a disembodied head, which is also so weird. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, she said that
Like,
her
how does your
legs.
brain even like rationalize that? You know what I
Mhm.
mean?
Yeah, and it could be that she just saw the face and like
Mm-hmm.
glitched out because it was
Yeah.
so scary. Um,
Yeah.
but who knows?
I don't know.
So,
That's really creepy.
yeah. But yeah, she described that her legs gave out from fear before she could
Mm,
even really register what was happening. So she like fell down onto the washing machine and couldn't bring herself to look around. So who knows if this face was still looking
yeah.
at her, if it had come
Ew.
out of the attic.
Ew,
Who
Amy.
knows? But it's true because
Oh, I
the
know.
panel was open still, so
Yeah.
it wasn't closed in.
Oh, like she like
But
let it free. Gross. I
yeah,
hate that.
could be.
Could be.
But yikes. So somehow she continues on. I don't know how she's still living there, but
No.
she starts confiding in her friends. So one day she and her friend Susan went out for a walk and they randomly ran into Jackie's landlord, so the owner of
Mm.
this house. And she told the landlord what had been happening, and all they said was maybe it's time to involve the church. So, an exorcism. And
So they knew. They fucking knew something was happening. Like it wasn't like, "Are
I
you sure?" It was like, "Maybe you should call someone about that, a professional perhaps."
yeah, although the impression that I got was that
Hmm.
they didn't know. Like this
Really?
was a new thing cuz
That
I
seems
don't
like
know
just such a
why. It's
weird
just in the
like
footage.
initial response.
Mhm.
I mean, I completely trust your interpretation of it. It's just like I don't know. And
Yeah.
it's not like they're in
And
like Kentucky. Like they're in California. Although that doesn't mean
yeah,
there aren't like very religious communities, but
right.
I don't know. Seems
Yeah.
like a weird knee-jerk reaction.
Yeah, it could be like a deeply Catholic
Yeah.
older woman or something who's like,
That's true.
get out. Who knows?
Yeah.
I don't I think it was in video footage with Jackie that I got that impression from.
Mm.
Who knows? But
Yeah.
yeah, it is kind of a weird first reaction
Yeah.
like, hey, call the church.
Yeah.
But either way, that's what she did.
Hmm.
And a few priests from the local church came to check out the house. And after they investigated, they claimed that it wasn't the house that was haunted, but that Jackie was the problem.
Mm.
And I don't know, I don't think they were implying like possession or the devil, even. I think they thought that Jackie was on drugs. And so they
Mm.
called Child Protective Services to say she's pregnant and
No.
she's using drugs. But
No.
thankfully, thankfully, nothing came of that.
Yeah.
But Jackie was like, okay, I can't tell anyone about this anymore
Yeah. Thanks
unless
a
I
lot,
know them.
priests.
Yeah, come on. I mean, I guess they were doing
Traitors.
their due diligence, but
I guess. You ruin someone's life like that
yeah,
on a hunch.
right. True. But thankfully, nothing came of it. And unfortunately, her desire to not tell people didn't last very long
Mm.
because it was at this point that a blood like substance started to drip from the walls.
God.
And
God. It's like the Simpsons
exactly.
Halloween episode, the Treehouse of Horror.
I haven't seen
So
that.
funny. It's goofy, but yeah,
Amazing.
it's
Get
entertaining.
out. Mhm.
Get
I'm
out.
sure. um, so the very first instance of this blood gushing out happened when Jackie and the babysitter, Christina, were together washing dishes. So this was a shared experience that it was like,
Mm.
what is happening?
Hmm.
Um, and as time went on, this ooze or whatever
Ugh.
started appearing so frequently that Jackie had to clean up pools of it almost daily.
Dude,
So,
that makes my stomach turn.
mhm,
Like ooze, just
yeah,
cleaning up blood like ooze. Not the
every
ooze, dude.
day, no. Especially when you have kids. And they're
Right.
like the little boy is probably 2 or 3 at this point. It's
Yeah,
like
just trying to eat it
playing
and
in it.
stuff. Like,
Yeah.
gross. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Horrible. Um, so she told her friend Susan about this, and Susan was like, "You need help. This is crazy." So they found a paranormal investigator named Barry Taff, and they invited him to come check out the house. And eventually, Barry came along with a whole team of paranormal investigators. And one of the first things they did was test what that ooze was. And it was, in fact, blood mixed with
What?
mixed with iodine. So
Whose blood?
I don't know. And like,
That's crazy. That's
yeah,
crazy. I really
yeah.
tried not to read your section,
Mhm.
so this is like my live react for the first time.
I love it
What the fuck?
because
Whose blood was that?
I don't
That's
know.
crazy, Amy. That's crazy. How are you not more upset by this?
Well, I
What?
was
That, oh my
yesterday.
God. Also,
Yeah.
like, blood can be not a safe thing to be handling.
Yes. Yeah.
And also,
I
what's
think
iodine exactly? It's not like a cleaning product.
I don't know. I'm gonna sound so stupid. I was gonna call it a compound, but I don't know. What is iodine?
It's a
Because
supplement.
it's what you put in salt
Oh,
for.
yeah, 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 yeah. A chemical
So,
element, a non-metallic solid that exists as a semi-lustrous non-metallic solid that melts to form a deep violet liquid at 114 degrees
wow.
Celsius and boils to
Okay.
a violet gas.
Whoa.
I mean,
That
that
sounds
sounds cool,
spooky.
but I don't
Yeah.
think I would want to be around that.
Mm-mm.
Iodized salt, yeah, a little bit of iodine added.
Yeah, it's good for your
It's a mineral.
thyroid.
Yeah, okay, fair
Prevents
enough.
goiters.
Coitus. It prevents coitus.
Goitis. Actually,
Um,
that's my health tip of the day. You should always get iodized salt because it is a good way to prevent that from happening because you just use salt
what exactly is a
every day.
goiter?
It's like a big growth on your
Is that
neck.
something that just like happens to people without other health conditions?
I think it can. Like a lot of.
Okay, great. That's a new fear unlocked. Thanks a lot.
Wait, let's confirm this. I remember watching yeah, it's an enlargement of the thyroid gland, so it like shows up on your neck.
Oh my
Um,
God.
yeah, the only symptom is swelling of the goiter. If a goiter is small,
Something
it's
else.
not a problem. But anyway, I
Okay, I
remember.
I use sea salt, and apparently it's naturally occurring in sea salt, but very,
Okay,
very,
good.
very tiny bit.
I mean, I don't think it's like essential. The reason that I said that is I remember watching something in college. So
Oh,
this is
oh,
like
okay.
12 years ago.
A little
That
dated.
was,
Oh
yeah,
well.
something about in it was I think in Africa. There was some community
Oh,
that had like goiters. Everybody had goiters. And
oh.
then we were talking
They
about
started, yeah,
that. I think it was nutritional anthropology actually, and that's why it would have
that makes
been
sense.
affiliated
Yeah.
with iodized salt.
Well, if you're concerned
But
about goiters, iodized salt and apparently seafood, eggs, and dairy. So Amy and I are fine because we both
we're
drink a
good.
shit ton of cow's milk.
We're
I
covered.
just drink glasses of whole milk, like
Do you
no
know?
sweat.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. Okay. I love it.
Yeah. I use oat milk in coffee. Like I just like the taste. But
Interesting.
yeah, like if I'm having like a cookie or something really chocolatey, I'm like, gotta
Yeah.
get a little glass of whole milk.
Yep. Yep. That was
Yeah.
my grandma. She would say anytime that we were having chocolate cake or any kind of cake
Hmm.
together, she would say, "There's nothing like a piece of cake and an ice cold glass of milk." And she would
It's
say it
true though.
every single time. And
That's
we were
so
like,
funny.
"You know, you've said
You're
that
like,
before."
yeah, we know.
But it is so true.
That
I
was like a friend of my
love
brother's,
her.
like it's like a known thing that like coffee and something sweet. Like there's a reason why cafes serve like sweet pastries.
Yes.
One of my brother's
Mhm.
like best friends, I may have told you this before. He out of nowhere is like, "Dude, you know what I realized?" And he was like, "What?" And he's like, "Sometimes with my coffee, I just like need a little something sweet." And my brother was just like, "Dude, are you fucking kidding me? Like,
Obviously.
no shit." Like he
That's, yeah.
literally thought he was the first person to ever have thought that.
Yeah. I mean, coffee and donuts are
Right.
iconic together.
Right. Coffee and
Uh,
cookies, coffee and
yeah.
literally any sweet
Anything. That's so
biscotti that you
funny.
dip in coffee. I mean, it was just so
Yes.
funny. Anyway, okay, I
Oops.
digress.
That's
I
one of
hate
those
that
moments.
there's real blood. Horrible.
Yes. Yes. And also the main video that I watched,
hmm
just kind of left it there. Like, I don't know if
Oh,
there was any resolution or theories
how could you do
about
this to me?
why. I The only other small detail that they had was that it was male blood, and the apparition that she had been seeing was a man. So who
Is it
knows?
possible his like body
that's
was somewhere in the house?
that's what I was thinking, but it never said anything about it. So
Uh, oh god. I
yeah,
have full
but I
body
also
goosebumps, dude. I don't like that.
I know,
His
but
body ooze.
I kind of wonder if we're gonna learn more in the next
Oh,
episode,
okay.
because I didn't do that research yet,
Yes, 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 yes,
but
yes.
I
Okay.
know that this story continues, so who
Yes,
knows if we're
okay.
gonna find out. But
Okay,
anyway,
well,
it's on to
we'll
you.
try and find out. Okay, over to me.
Yes.
So, during the paranormal team's initial interview in the house with Jackie, they all described hearing a quick comic relief for everybody.
Uh-huh.
They all described hearing what sounded like a quote 200-pound rat running around above them. Why not pick a different animal? The rat is so small.
Well, it was like a 200-pound person scurrying across the
Scurrying,
attic like
yeah,
a
on
rat.
on four legs. Yeah, hilarious to
Yep.
me.
Yep.
Okay, so Jackie then shares with them what had happened to her in the attic with like going up there, seeing the face rushing at her. She's scared shitless. So the photographer on the investigative team decided to go up there to take some photos. And when he got up there, he immediately felt the presence, same as Jackie did, same as she had described it to him. And so he took a bunch of photos facing, forward, like holding his camera in front of his face, like normal. But then after developing the film, he found that he hadn't really captured much out of the ordinary beyond a few orbs of light that Jackie had said to have seen around the house. So he captured some stuff, but it was very, like, I don't know, a little lackluster. So as he's reflecting on this experience later, he sort of realizes that while he was in the attic and he felt this presence, he realized that that being seemed to always be behind him while he was rotating around, as if as he was spinning around taking photos, this being was moving with him. So this inspired him. I would literally be like, okay, well, oh well.
I'm
He was
gone. This
like,
isn't the right job
nah,
for me.
I'm going to come with solutions. So
Mhm.
this inspired him to start taking pictures with his camera facing backwards over his shoulder. Okay. So he's like, snap, 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 snap over his shoulder. Great. As he's doing this, Jeff's camera is snatched out of his hands and off of his neck because the strap was around his neck.
Yeah.
Jeff quickly gets out of there. He's like full panic mode, gets out of there, but he knows he's going to have to go back up to get his like expensive ass camera.
Mhm.
So he like takes a minute to recover. He's like, okay, I'm gonna go back up there to get it. And at this point, like the rest of the crew is like around. I think one of them is actually in the attic with him. One is like just below the entrance, Gary and Barry. Gary, Barry, and Jeff.
Yeah.
Um,
Mhm.
so when he goes to get it, he finds that the lens and the body of the camera were on opposite sides of the attic and neither was broken. So it was as if it was wrenched off of him, off his neck, out of his hands, taken apart gently, and then
Mhm.
placed gently down, like way far away. So
So
obviously it wasn't
weird.
forcefully thrown, but yeah, this being was very careful with it. I think to be intentional about like, yeah, I can do this. Like, let me
Yeah.
show you what I'm capable of.
Yeah.
So
Yikes.
at the same time as this is happening, the team was also preparing to record some video upstairs, but every time that they took the video camera up there, the battery would instantly die. Just like full charge, instantly drained.
Yep.
So it's like
Yikes.
messing with whatever, like messing with the technology, messing with their things, clearly doesn't want them to be able to capture it on film.
Mhm.
Um so after all of this activity in the attic, things got really out of control for Jackie. So one night she watched her son's toys fly around the room. And eventually, in this scene, a beach ball was thrown out into the living room near where Jackie was like watching this happen. And so when Jackie went to retrieve the ball, she was knocked to the ground and felt like she was being strangled. And when she was finally able to get to her feet, she was honestly mad. Like she wasn't even all that scared. She was just enraged. Like, enough of this.
Yeah.
You can't beat me up in my own home. Like, this is bullshit. So she
Yeah.
ran and grabbed a baseball bat from her son's room and ran up to the attic. She called out to whatever, this entity that was up there, threatening it with the bat. And the same apparition that she'd seen before appeared in the same corner in where she had originally seen it. So I think
Yeah.
the determination that her anger, had given her in that moment faded because she bolted out of the attic. She was like, yeah, you know
Yeah.
what? Never mind.
Uh-huh.
And called Barry to say, I can't bear it any longer. You have to come back and help me. She also called her ex-husband Al, who came back to the house so she wouldn't be alone there with the kids. So this is now just like quick time check. This is September of 1989 now. Barry and his team return to the house in the middle of the night after being summoned by terrified Jackie, who's just had her second scary attic experience. Jeff, the photographer, and another team member, Gary, go back up into the attic to see what they could catch on camera. Both of them this time. There were two team members in the attic and two who waited down below at the entrance. And after a little while up there, Jeff and Gary felt that there was kind of nothing going on, so they decided to leave. Jeff was carrying a flashlight to leave the attic, not leave the
Yeah.
house. Jeff was carrying a flashlight to guide them back to the exit when suddenly he gasped and dropped the flashlight. So everything goes dark, but Gary spins around and can see Jeff's white shirt in the dim light of the attic entrance and notices that he's standing at a really odd angle and is not responding to Gary when he's calling his name. This is just so like bone chilling.
Uh-huh.
So chaos ensues. Gary is like fumbling around in the dark now that the flashlight's fallen to the ground and like turned off. And so to help guide himself out, he starts taking flash photos, which is just like truly something out of a horror movie.
Yeah,
Like
it is.
that should be in the Conjuring universe.
Yeah.
Um so the photos he takes are now the most iconic images associated with this case because they captured Jeff standing ish there with a short piece of clothesline wrapped around his neck and caught on a nail protruding from one of the roof beams. So he's literally being like hung by something. So
Mhm.
he's like kind of like lifted and a bit at an angle, which is why Gary was like,
Ew.
why is he standing at such a weird
Yeah.
angle? It was
Oh,
pulled
God.
tightly enough, yeah, on the nail to leave bright red marks on Jeff's neck and made him feel like he was being strangled. So the team is certain that the piece of clothesline or rope or whatever was put around Jeff's neck had not been on the floor of the attic, so it seemingly came out of nowhere. There's video that captures the downstairs view of this happening, but as said before, the video cameras weren't working in the attic, so there's no video from that upstairs perspective. But Barry rushes to his rescue, kind of snaps Jeff back to reality. And you can see this in the photo as well. Jeff is in like a daze. Like he's not like
Yeah.
struggling, trying to get it off of him. He's just like
Is
frozen,
this
eyes wide
happening?
open. Yeah, like, oh,
Yeah.
this is happening, like probably in shock.
Yeah.
Um, so Barry's like, yo, come on. So he's like in a daze just hanging there.
Hmm.
And eventually does like get him down. In all of the commotion, Al, the ex-husband, comes rushing out of the bedroom, and he tells everyone that he, as he was sitting in the other room watching TV, presumably watching the kids or there to, attend to the kids if they need
Yeah.
something, he
Hmm.
heard a voice clear as day say, "Get them the hell out." The voice was like so loud
No.
and human, I guess, that he actually responded to it before registering that there was no one there in the room with him. So, as everyone was trying to calm down from everything that had happened, Jackie noticed that their newborn daughter had a strange red mark on her forehead that hadn't been there before. And that for her was like, that's it. That's the final straw.
Yeah.
You can fuck with me. You can fuck with the adults. You do not fuck with my
Hmm.
kids. So, Jackie took her kids and fled not just the house, but the city, eventually moved into a trailer several miles outside of town. Barry Taff, the like kind of leader of the investigative group, would continue his investigation in the home. So for a few weeks, Jackie was feeling okay, things are finally going back to normal. I've left behind whatever was tormenting us in San Pedro, but unfortunately, that did not last. And that is where we leave you for part two next week.
Oh, I can't wait.
I
Ugh,
know. I have the photo, like Gary's photo of Jeff. I'm like debating
it's
if we post
horrible.
it. Yeah, I'm debating if we post it because it feels like
Yeah.
not something that's like it's gonna be like a community standards violation on
Yeah.
Instagram.
Yeah.
But
I think
I'm
you might be
thinking
right.
no. Yeah, I'm
Hmm.
leaning towards no, but if you would like to see it, it's very easy to find. Just search the San Pedro Poltergeist and then
Yeah. It'll
attic
come up.
photo
Hmm.
and it'll come up. You probably don't even need all
Yes.
that. You probably just need San Pedro Poltergeist.
Yeah.
So the
Yep.
haunting continues next week. And I'm very excited. And then
Yikes.
our third episode in our little finale series, will stay a surprise. We may have a little
Yeah.
carryover from next week's San Pedro episode, but probably just have like a couple new ones for you. Yay.
Yeah. Ugh,
Yay.
scary.
Very scary. I
It's
know this one's like really freaky.
yeah. And whenever there's video, I just
Yeah.
feel like ugh, because when
Well, and from the 80s,
Jeff,
it's not like,
right.
tampering with tape didn't exist, but it was harder.
Yes. Yeah, it was a lot harder. And yeah, even though nothing in the attic was captured on video, in the um, YouTube video that I was watching
Yeah.
with all this footage compiled, even the stuff from downstairs where you could hear like Gary gasping,
Oh my
or
God.
sorry,
Oh
Jeff
my
gasping, and
God.
Gary being like, get out, somebody yelling, like, get out of there.
Yeah.
Um, oh, it just is like enough to give you chills
Yeah.
because
Oh,
you
it's
can
so
just
freaky.
hear, you hear the panic, and
Yeah.
that's, yeah.
Well, and I think what makes this one, I mean, first of all, the fact that we're on our fourth season and this is like really the first time we're like coming across this even. Like, I hadn't even
Yeah.
been really aware of this one until I came
Mm-mm.
across it recently on, I think, Reddit.
Yeah.
And I know a couple other paranormal podcasts have covered it recently too. So I wonder if it's
Hmm.
sort of just like picking up popularity, I guess, now, or attention. I shouldn't say
Yeah.
popularity, attention.
Yes.
But I
Hmm.
think what's so scary and therefore compelling about it is that so many of these, like in the scary movie, the entity can hurt you. Whereas in
Hmm.
a lot of the real life stories, that part doesn't really happen that much. Like, and
Yes.
if it does, it's like unclear what caused it. It's like, well, was it
Hmm.
that or was it this other thing? Whereas this is like, huh?
Attacking.
How?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Hmm.
and that clothesline wasn't there. So,
Right.
it's just very eerie. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know. It's very eerie.
It is. And the fact that the attic is just empty is weird. Like,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes, or maybe this is only in movies, but it feels like, oh, you find suddenly this old chest of somebody's
Mm-hmm.
stuff.
Yeah.
And then it's
And
like,
it's
oh, that makes
haunted or
sense.
whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the
But this
fact that
is
it's just
just,
empty is
yeah,
weird.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. And like, who is this like this entity guy that's like, why
Yeah.
is he obsessed with her? I mean, maybe we'll get
Right.
answers in part two, but
Yeah.
ugh.
Yeah.
Well, anywho.
Scary. Anyway,
um,
I
yeah,
feel like
anyway,
we
so
had good balance in this because we started
we
out the
did.
episode with Harry Potter and Hunger
Yeah,
Games.
we
And
did for
now
sure.
we're ending
Two
scary.
other like I'm gonna end on a couple of TV show recommendations.
Okay.
Um, Dead Boy Detectives on Netflix is like very cute and fun. Um,
Okay.
I'm not going to describe the synopsis because it sounds so stupid, but it's actually like really cute and quirky and fun. Um,
Okay.
Dead Boy Detectives, and then holy shit, Adolescence.
Mm. Yeah. I've been hesitating.
You should watch it. It's
Okay.
like I'm not done yet. I think I'm gonna finish it tonight, but every episode is so different. So like
Yeah.
you're never like it, and it's not, I read somewhere, I think I read on like Threads or something. Someone was like the show is so brilliant because it's not a mystery, it's not a true crime, it's not a procedural, it's
Mm.
a drama, and it's so unique because there's no who done it. Like he did it. And that's clear
Yeah.
from the very start. That's not a spoiler. Like
Mm.
he did it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's
Wow.
just the commentary on like society and how something like this could happen, like what
Mm-hmm.
caused this to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And then watching just the devastation of like a family essentially.
Yeah.
Well, multiple families really.
Mm-hmm.
Um yeah, it's really good. Really well done. And there are a
Okay.
lot of kids, like a lot of kid actors in it as well, who are
Mm-hmm.
fabulous. Like
Wow.
there's a part of one episode that's in the school, and you want to like smack these kids. Like it's commentary on this education system, it's commentary on
Mm.
parenting, it's a commentary on the internet and like this digital native generation, and it's
Mm.
just so good. It's so good. So
Okay.
highly
I'll
recommend.
do it. Okay. Wow.
I'll do it.
I also, you already know this, but if our
Yeah.
listeners like our book recommendations,
Yeah.
uh,
Hell
today
yeah.
for us, but would have already
Oh my
happened,
god. Oh my god, I forgot.
the release of, I can't remember what it's called, but it's the third book in the Powerless series.
Reckless.
Reckless? Yeah.
Is that the
I,
second one?
or that's the second one. Let's see.
What's the third
Powerless.
one called? Tell us.
And it's a trilogy. Fearless. Or
Oh,
no, wait.
yes.
Is that the one that's like the one about
No, that's powerful.
Adina?
It's fearless. It's
Okay,
fearless.
okay. Fearless.
Mm.
All right.
Oh my god.
Looking forward to
I
it.
can't wait. Okay, now I'm never gonna get through the Hunger Games one. No, I'm gonna
Yeah.
wait. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna let
Okay.
you start and you report if how good it is, and then
Okay.
so my expectations could be adjusted.
Okay. It's a reward for you
It's like
for
a
finishing.
reward. Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly. It's like the
Yeah,
reward.
it's a reward.
Okay, you spooky little freaks. We'll be back next week with more poltergeist activity. In the meantime, you can follow us on social at Girls Gone Spooky. You can email us at girlsgonespooky@gmail.com. You can use our contact form on our website, girlsgonespooky.com. You guessed it.
Yeah.
And until next week, stay
Stay
spooky.
spooky. Bye.
Bye.